Hey, what is up everybody? Blades for here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and talking about the possibility of Cord and or Phoebe coming very early here, and that's either if they're going to be together or single. Now this has been a little bit of a hot topic, especially inside of my Discord here, and that's maybe because we've had a few people start talking about it recently on YouTube, and I'm not gonna lie with you, there is a huge possibility that it could possibly happen, and it could go really either way. So I'm gonna at least tell you guys exactly each situation of each way, whether it's going to be a single situation or whether I think it's going to be a double situation. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out quite a lot here. Now we're gonna jump straight into it here, and this was actually something by the man named Zevai that brought up this. If you guys do not know his YouTube channel, be sure to check it out. It's Zevai. I'll have it linked down below in the description as well. And this was mainly because acquaintance. I actually call him an acquaintance. I don't want to call him a friend because I don't want him to freaking get mad at me and be like, no, you're not a friend or anything like that, you know. But the man himself ended up doing a video about this, and it is very interesting because there has been something that's been racking on my brain as well. A lot of people have been interested in this inside of the Discord, and it kind of does make sense. If we do take a little bit of a look inside of at least the roadmap, which you guys should pop up on, or at least see pop up on my screen in about a couple seconds here. This roadmap does say in 1.3, of course, we were going to get the Makoto second original half of the event, correctly? Now in 1.4, this has like a little bit of a blank slate. Now pretty much in 1.4, or at least around this time where we did have a blank slate here, usually Phoebe, or at least a rerun banner, which was the Rin and Riddle banner, would be right here. Currently, we don't know if there's anything inside of this here. We do know that we're getting a synergy story update, which would be fairly interesting. The only other synergy story updates that I can see if it was something new would technically be Cord's synergy at least Cord's whole update here, because Rico's synergy did not come until 2.0 with the release of course, chapter 3. Now, the only reason that this can go a little bit 50-50 here is because with this in mind, we have a couple things that are going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a new battle event here, as well as a new training system feature, which is also going to be fairly interesting because if you look back at it, I don't think we really had anything added at this point in time. So of course, seeing that we are doing an expedited version of at least when the banners are releasing here, there's a high possibility that there can be 2 units that drop in this actual time period. Now, if we go back and look into the game here, which you guys are going to notice on my screen as well, we can go ahead and check the battle pass itself here, and we're able to actually see that we have, of course, this little 4-star weapon. One side of this area, we have both Phoebe, Cord, and Rico's weapon here. Rico, we can pretty much dismiss, is not going to be coming until 2.0 because that is the release of chapter 3, as we immediately see on the actual roadmap here. So with the addition of both Phoebe and Cord so early, it would be kind of interesting to see if these 2 characters will be coming together or single. Now, my whole take on this is I think they're possibly going to be doing a single type deal here and most likely releasing Cord in 2.0. Main reasoning for this, because if they ended up bringing out Cord, let's say in 1.4, it would be kind of interesting. We didn't have any characters that really released in 2.0 afterwards, so they would be kind of forced to use a rerun at that point in time. Now, if in the off chance that they don't want to do a rerun, they could very well do the summer event, though I don't think the new content upcoming section would be technically that summer event. It would be too like sudden if you want to think of it that way. For 2.1, it would make more sense because at this point in time, let's say they do Phoebe in 1.4. That dismisses the rerun banner, so you no longer have the Rin and Riddle banner there, and you guys are going to be more or less looking at this in this aspect here. Since there's blank, no Rin and Riddle banner, they could just easily run Phoebe by herself. At this point in time, if we go ahead and check our banners that we do have as well and actually see how they're running here, that would make probable, or at least a probable sense here, because in one day this character is going to be gone, and then I want to say 15 days later this character is going to be gone. Now, they could obviously just go ahead and keep these 2 here for quite some time, and that's probably why there's nothing in 1.4, meaning these 2 banners are going to stay for that time period. Or what they could possibly do is the second he does leave, which since we are starting for a 2-week period here, the second he does leave, we're going to have Makoto and we're going to have Phoebe right here. I think that's the most probable. I don't think they're going to bring another limited out unless they decide to pull a triple like they did with kind of Yui, where then it will be, of course, Makoto, we'd have our Phoebe here, and then we would end up having Cord. But once again, that will kind of offset the whole vacation type, at least update for itself. So personally, how I'm seeing it, the way they're going to do this is Phoebe's going to be in 1.4, and then in version 2.0, we're probably going to end up getting Cord. This is going to be a huge pivot point, seeing that the main story case is going to be happening, and it'll give us a ton of content and a ton of things to grind up to end up pulling this character. Then in 2.1, we probably have at least the summer update here, which more or less will be more specified on the roadmap, at least at a higher point in time here, and it'll give us a little bit more of an insight on things that's going to be happening soon. Now, the real case is here, on the off chance that they do bring them a little early here, what should you go for? Who should you look out for? As I did say beforehand, we have Phoebe, who is going to be a navigator, and then we're going to have, of course, our girl Cord, who is going to be a supporter. Both of these characters are actually very pivotal, and they actually are really good units. The only issue comes down to who is more worth it, and do they need their weapons to really work. Now, the good part about this is both of their characters do not need their weapons to work, but they are highly recommended here, especially when it comes down to at least checking them out the wholehearted way. So the first one that we're going to go ahead and look at, since I do think that she's going to come out just alone in 1.4 here, is going to be Phoebe. We already do have her synergy, which is Yumi, and we've met her pretty much as a bartender here. And this character, I would say, is probably going to be the lonesome one. She's our first offensive Navi, and with this in mind, I feel like a lot of people are really going to want to pull for her. If you're a person who's probably spending just a small bit, this would be a character that you want to go ahead and get a 1, maybe stick with the 4-star, and then go ahead and get prepared for Cord. The hard part about this is, with them being so near each other, it can probably cause some problems here. My personal aspect with this is here, especially if you decide to pull from Makoto, you may end up having to skip this one. Now, this is only going to because right now, we just don't really know what we can do, and we don't know how many pulls we can really get before Cord just come out. Now, Yumi herself is a actual 5-star standard navigator here, so if they end up putting her in the standard a little bit early, that's kind of a plus. But right now, we gotta go ahead and just think of it at the 6-month outcome. So do understand, if you end up skipping her, you might not get another at least navigator till Futaba just drops, so do keep that in mind. Now, the good part about this, in 2.0, we are getting another character who also is going to be a navigator as well, and this is going to be Rico. Although she is a 4-star character, she's extremely good here and will replace both the other 4-star navies instantaneously. So technically, you could take a loss on Phoebe and then end up using Rico. She is going to be quite meta inside of SOS as well for a little bit as well. So a lot of you guys might want to pay attention to her and just take the L on Phoebe. I know my new way of going about things, especially, is going to be most likely taking the L on Phoebe if she does come out in 1.4, and then going ahead and investing into Cord. Now, since we're going into the Cord subject here, I do gotta say, Cord is probably the one that a lot of you guys really want to focus on more than anything. The reason is because this character is actually a very universal character here, and with this in mind, she can charge highlights, heal you, and more or less just deal a ton of damage. Well, not deal a ton of damage, help you deal a ton of damage. She's actually really powerful at this point in time, and I feel like a lot of people, if they're going to be releasing them even at the same time, Cord would definitely take priority. If they release them at a 1.4, like let's say one of them at a time, which is what I do believe they're going to end up doing here, I think dang well she's going to be in 2.0, and then it'll be really good for you guys to go ahead and summon for her. Getting her 5-star weapon would be a very good asset to you, and if you can even push for at least that 1 dupe on Cord, it'll help you out even more so. So I think a lot of you guys might want to pay attention to that in the long run. But with this in mind here, you guys, my whole aspect on this is I do feel like they're going to release her in at least release Phoebe in 1.4, and then release Cord in 2.0. Let me know down below what you think about this as well. Do you think they're going to release together, or do you think they're going to be released separately? But with that in mind, thank you guys for watching, and peace out.